Mr. Carver.
Thank you, Mr. President. From what I've learnt in my first year elected to this place is that the problem with the EU's role in the Middle East is that, to put it bluntly, the political opinion often seems to favour one side of the argument. Across many of the different EU institutions, you remain fairly uncritical of Palestine and always put the onus on Israel. It seems to me that it's carrots for Palestinians and a stick for Israel. Indeed, the chairing of a deal between a state that calls for the destruction of its neighbour with massive grants of financial aid into Gaza, whilst rockets are still fired into Israel, is hardly the best approach towards a lasting peace. Central to your involvement is the support for UNRWA, with the EU as its largest multilateral donor. But interestingly, my country, the UK, is not far off matching the total EU contribution. There remains a valid question about UNRWA's efficiency and what exactly the EU is funding, as well as concerns over UNRWA's governance. There always appears to be some budget crisis, as we know. I would like to ask what assessments, Commissioner, and audit checks do the Commission have on UNRWA? In the past, UNRWA has regrettably been a byword for corruption and waste. Finally, there is a question as to what the role of the EU is in the continuing discussions with the Quartet, UN Security Council and various bilateral negotiations. Is there not a danger of confusion with so many actors? Is it a case that the EU wishes to be involved so that it can appear a player, rather than bringing something constructive to the table? There needs to be fresh thinking outside the constraints of a two-state solution. In any case, there needs to be a more even-handed approach to Israel. Until such a time, I fear that the stalemate and tragedy on both sides will continue. If Hamas were to renounce their call for the destruction of Israel, it would be the first step on this long, rocky road. Thank you.